Hey guys, how y'all doing out there? Time for another video from Pinnacle Studio Pro. Alright, big news, March 11th, the patch. The Pinnacle Studio 16.1 patch has been released. People out there wanting all these bugs and, errors or whatever fixed, get up on it today, okay? This is what you're going to need if you've been having problems with Pinnacle Studio 16. Should help you out. There's like over 250 fixes. That's a lot. I didn't even know there was 250 errors or problems. I had none with my version, but if you did, you need to check this out. Get it uploaded. Start making those videos. Besides the fact that it has fixes for all these errors and bugs, it also has something pretty special that I happen to call new features. Now, because I am the special individual that I am, I decided I'm going to take some time out to show you what all these new features are. So this is the Pinnacle 16.1 patch review. Now, I'm real busy. I got things to do. You know what I mean? I'm doing it, taking my own free time to do this, man. I got all kind of things to do. It's a busy day. I don't even know why I'm doing this. I got to help my wife with some things. I got to help my son out with some stuff. Man, I'm putting a lot of stuff on my plate to do. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it. This is the place that you're going to go to get the patch. As you can see, this is 16.1, the first patch for Pinnacle Studio 16, and it is located at the corel.force.com Pinnacle website. The link will be in the description, okay? Now, as you can see, there are a lot of fixes for this bad boy. Now, I didn't experience any of these issues, but if you did, you got to go here. You got to download the patch. I've had it, and I think there's only one little thing that I didn't like about it, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But besides that, everything else is gravy, baby. I love it. Now, even though it explains all of these fixes on here, it does not tell you about the new features. I'm going to do that for you because that's what I do. Pinnacle Studio Pro. You know how I get down. All right. Here we are in Pinnacle Studio. So the first thing I want to show you guys is there is now an immediate option to save movie as a package. All right, it wasn't easy to see that before, but now they make it real easy for you to find that. So if you go to File and you have Save As, now most of us might have just used Save As. What Save As does is it just saves the, the structure, and then it remembers what clips to use, and it just pops them back in when you open it up. What Save Movie as Package does is it actually saves all of the files and everything. So the file size of this is going to be a lot bigger. Now, as you can see, if we save it as a project package, it's called a .axx file. But if I change that to a .axp, you'll see that I have one in here already because I saved the project before. This is one of my new tutorials that you'll be seeing in the future. The spinning newspaper. But anyway, so you can tell this is only 243 kilobytes. Real small. It doesn't have any of the files. It's just saving the structure of it. So let's go ahead and save it as a AXX, which is a project package. I'm going to click on Save. And now, as you can see here on the screen, what it's doing, it's saving each one of the actual files. Right now, it's doing the PIP tutorial. And now, next, it's going to be doing some of the other files. And you'll see that as it goes along. So what this does is it allows me to archive everything. If I want to take some of the files off the computer or whatever, if I save it as a .axx or a project package, it will have the files loaded into that as well, and the structure of my project as well. So it's going to have everything I need. So if I remove a file by mistake or something, people always asking about what's that exclamation point. Well, that means that the file's gone. Okay. If you save it as this, you can archive it, come back later and restore it. Now, keep in mind, once you restore the file and bring it back into Pinnacle Studio 16, it is no longer on your computer saved as a project package. Once you do that, it's just in the program. If you want to save it again and to archive it for later, you could do that. Now we see it's complete. So I'm going to click OK. Now if I were to go to File, Open, if I change this, right now I'm on the projects. So I'm going to change it to the .axx, and here you go. So this is good to archive it, to use it for, holding on for later, use it for a disk or whatever you want to do. It's a great option. It's easy to find now. Freaking love it. Now if I click Open, guess I need to pick the file here. It would be nice. It's unpackaged successfully, and it was already in here, but I just want to show you that if I go back to it again, you got it right there. And this is, 1,976,620 kilobytes, which is about 1.9 gigs. A lot bigger than the 243 kilobyte it was when we just saved it as an AXP. All right, good to go. Next thing I want to show you, another thing in the file menu. If you go to File, you have Upload to Box. So now you can actually upload it straight to the box, straight to the cloud, without having to go to the Export tab to get your export on, baby. And y'all know I ain't about to show y'all my password and my sign in for box. So I'm going to close this box so you don't see my box. All right. Next, talking about exports, let's go to the Export tab. I want to show you guys that now, just in case you thought, like, you might be in the file section here and you might want to go and do a Blu-ray disc. Well, please know that now it doesn't say Blu-ray. It actually is what it is, an MTS file. So it says transport stream. That was the MTS, which is a transport stream. So you can do that if you want to do a Blu-ray file. All right, not a Blu-ray disc. Remember, a file. All right. Cool. Now, something that you guys might have already noticed is that over here on the side, we got a navigation bar. And usually you used to have little down arrows next to all of these so that you can change these to a different location where you want to get files from. You still have the, Add New button here. So I'm going to show you two quick things. If I click on the Add New button, it's going to open up all of my files that I have pointed Pinnacle Studio 16 to look at for files. But now I can click on this navigation bar and actually I can hover over it without clicking, and I can go to any location that I want to on my computer. And let's just say this one. And now it's going to open up right here in Pinnacle Studio 16. A much quicker way to get to it than having to do these drop down arrows. And another good thing that I like about it is I could actually hover over this, and there's a little pin here. So I can pin this to keep it open. Now I could just click on whichever one I want to and say, I don't want this. Let's change it to this. And I can actually change my open files, leave this open if I want to by using the pin or the auto hide functionality. That's friggin' awesome. All right, a lot quicker and easier way to get through all of your files. Pinnacle Studio 16, kind of like that burger place. I'm loving it. All right, so next thing. We used to have a little master volume for like each one of these tracks in the track header, but now we just got one down here at the bottom, okay? But if you want to see each one of these jokers and you want the controls, you still can just click on display the audio, and it will go ahead and show you the meter, and it will open up the controls for you to adjust them if you want. Also real easy to do. Now, another thing, I always have people asking me, well, how do you add a track? I only got 4 tracks. I don't know how to add tracks. Well, there's 2 ways now. They actually added a way to make it real easy to add a track, but it only adds tracks to the top. So there's a little button here now. If you kind of hover over it, if you have the instructions on, or the whatever they call them, tutorial piece, I don't know, the damn words, okay? If you got the damn words on and you hover over it, then it's going to tell you it's going to add a new track at the top. So if you click it, add the track to the top, and we ready to rock. All right, so we can get rid of that. I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to delete this track so that you know. You can also add tracks above and below still. If you right click on a track and go insert new track, it'll ask you above or below. So you can still add tracks above or below. This was just added to add them above real quick. I like it. Nice little feature if you know you're going to add something else that you want to show on top of something else. Easy to do if you wanted to show over all the video. Coolio. All right, next feature. All right, so I'm going to hover over this little, shell casing, and I'm not going to touch anything. I'm just going to keep my mouse right there. Please believe me, I'm not touching any of the controls or anything here. And now, look, it's moving frame by frame. How are you doing that, Pinnacle Studio Pro? How are you freaking doing that? Well, I'm doing it by moving my mouse wheel. There's a new function in here where if you hover over your preview window, you can move frame by frame, okay? Cool. Also, if I click on a video clip and I hover over that, as you can see, I'm not clicking play, I'm not doing anything, I'm not hitting the space bar, for those of you who think I am. Move my mouse wheel, fast as I want, I can move frame by frame. A lot of people were asking, how do I move just frame by frame? I can't get it to move frame by frame, it's not working for me. Now you got to do is hover over it and scroll. Now keep in mind, if you got your timeline stretched out or you got your timeline condensed, then the movement of each mouse wheel click is going to be larger or greater, okay? So if you find that is, jumping across the screen, you might want to probably, stretch your timeline out a little bit. I don't know. There's not an exact science to it. It doesn't tell you how much to stretch it out or whatever, but it will move accordingly, okay? As far as the timeline is stretched out, 1 frame, 10 frames, 10 seconds, something like that. All right, cool stuff. I love it. All right, so the next thing I want to show you is that there's some new functionality in the effects. So this is my logo that I have on my videos. I'm going to right click on this and go to Open Effects Editor because I added an effect to it, and you can tell that because of the pink line over the top of it. And now the parameters can be changed in a multitude of ways. First and foremost, if I click on this, you can see there's a little grayed out bar right here. So this is like my slider bar, okay? If I click on one of these, it turns orange. So now I can go ahead and drag it like I want to and move my little logo across the screen. Now, if I want to go to a different parameter to change, I can use my arrow buttons. And the arrow buttons will take me up and down to each different category. And if I have a category open, it will also take me through each one of the effects or parameters within that category. So that's cool stuff. I can still click on any one of these and change the parameter by turning it to blue. I like to hit backspace and then type in the parameter that I want, and I'm good to go. Awesome stuff. All right, cool. A lot easier to see how to get your slider done with these little gray and orange dots. Good stuff, baby. Good stuff, Pinnacle. Good stuff, Corel. All right, last thing I'm going to show you. I'm going to scroll over here to the end of this project real quick. And I'm going to should have just went to the end. But anyway, I'm at the end now. I'm going to add a title by clicking on the Create Title button. And there's some new features with the title effects or the title editor. So right now, if I were to, I guess, stretch this, it's going to stretch my letters. Same old, same old. I can stretch them, make them larger. I can make them wider. I can squeeze them till they're tiny. I can do all that stuff. But let's say I just wanted to move it, but I wanted my letters to stay the same, but I wanted to change the area or the size of the box without having to change, the size of my text. Well, now I can do that. There's a new little button here. It's called Wrap Text. If I click on this, it's going to activate the wrap text. And now, if I make the box bigger, nothing's happening to the text. It's staying. But if I make it smaller, now my text is wrapping within the parameters of the box. And I can also make the letters, change. I can do it all. But I'm just changing the size of the box. I'm not changing anything else. Even if I click on the, the arrows for the diagonal, still does the same. I can change the size of the box any kind of way I want to. This is really cool. It gives you a lot more flexibility with your text. All I got to do is click on it again, and then I'm able to stretch my text out again. I can click on it again, and now that my text is stretched, then I can just change how the words are. So it's a lot of cool stuff you can do with this. It's freaking unbelievable. Okay? Freaking unbelievable. I can't freaking believe how freaking unbelievable it freaking is. Okay? That's it. It's a wrap. All right. People, I showed you what I learned, okay? The new stuff that it's bringing to the table with this new 16.1 patch for Pinnacle Studio 16. It's some hotness going on right now in the video making world. Some real hotness, okay? But if you are able to find something that I missed, something that I didn't bring up, something that's new that you didn't notice before, leave me a comment. Tell the whole world about it, because the world's going to be watching this video, because the world wants to know how to get down and make videos with Pinnacle Studio 16 Ultimate. Leave me those comments. If you like this video, click the thumb, the one that's pointed in the upward direction. And last, but definitely not least, don't you ever forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.